So this is the Corelli first violin. And I'm going to start with some tips because there are some tricky things going on in this movement. Please note that I do want you to take out all of the slurs. That's very important. We may add some in later, but for now, and there's one slur I want you to keep, but I'll get to that. All of the editorial slurs that are in there, though, we're going to take them out for now and then decide if we want to keep them later. So please make sure to take those out in your practice. Now, there are a couple things that I really want to emphasize when we're playing this. The first is when you have long notes, the beginning is heavy and then the end of that note tapers off. So you want to make sure to do that. So like, for example, right here at the beginning, something to that effect, where we are bum, bum, where it starts like a sigh. You know, sighs start heavy, and then they back out, they back off. So please make sure that you are addressing that in your play. And then also, there's a lot of these repeated lines going on when you get to this. The first note of every set of 4 in this case is the most important one. All of these, those are the repeated things that are just there for color and frill and to make it sound exciting. But the melody, believe it or not, is really not that adventurous. It's now there's a couple parts like in measure 9 where you see this. The most natural response to that is going to be play the line that's moving up. You hear a scale in Baroque music, you want to bring that scale out. It's generally pretty important. So, and you don't want to, you don't want to sound super heavy about it, but we do want to hear that more than because it happens like between the first and the second parts, it happens a lot. So you want to really watch out for that. But my bad. That's very, very important. And then these really big, robust, keep these big and bright. Vibrato the quarter notes. And there he is doing that melody again. From the very beginning, so watch out for that. So and then all of these big runs you want to practice very carefully in groups of 5, I would say. Until you feel really good about it, and then add the next 5 starting on the end of the first set. This measure 16 I'm talking about. And the second group of 16th notes. I feel pretty good about that. Then maybe put the 9. Do that, and then see if you can build it off that way. So then the next group. And then that group of 9. Then maybe do the whole measure. Don't try and tackle it all at once. It's not going to work. And then if the patterns are really messing with your brain, change the rhythm. That's what I call long, short. And then short, long. You can even try slurring. Something about changing the way the bow moves and the way that your fingers respond to the rhythm does help your brain pick up that information a lot more clearly. So make sure that you're addressing that. Watch out for G sharps, measure 17. There's still G sharp there, so you want to be careful about that. And then in measure 18, if you look, he does this a lot, Corelli, where he ends the phrase at the beginning of a set of 16th notes. So here's the main melody. That's the end of the melody. And then a new melody comes in. We want to make sure that we're addressing that and making them sound like they're two separate ideas. And then here's that melody again. Notice the piano's on the second 16th note in measure 21. And then forte again. And those pickups, you're always going to feel like they're leading into the note after them, and they're light and they're airy. So and remember, like I said at the beginning, the longer notes are like sighs, so you want to be careful with that too. The other thing I want to address on this first page is this big jump in measure 11. So look at that really quick. That's a big jump. And the way that I would practice that is doing this. Oh, that's an up bow. You take the last note of the eighth notes and the foundation of your third position, which is your first finger on that third tape, that A on the E string. You want to plant that down, which is why I put it in parentheses in your music. So practice that first. And when you do the shift, make sure you're bringing your 4 with you, because you have to land that. When you feel comfortable about that jump, my intonation has been really questionable. You get in there, and then you put the D in afterwards. So make sure it rings. There it is. And then once you feel comfortable about that spacing, then you can take the sound of the A out, but don't get rid of the foundation element. So and then try and put it together. And then just be ready for that big scale once you get there. Very important that you grab all of that. I'm going to do a second video for the second page, but that's all of the stuff I want you to focus on page 1.